morning, Lagos. Good morning, guys. You're welcome to Spotlight on Yaba Tech Radio 89.3 FM, and my name is Comfort Uwakhonye. It's a beautiful Wednesday morning here, and it's a new month. Happy new month to everyone listening to me right now. I do pray that the month of September will bring us good tidings and good news, enough of the bad news and the like. So we pray that the new month will be better, and it will usher in good news, fresh air, So you're welcome to the show this morning. It's Spotlight on Yaba Tech Radio 89.3 FM. Like every other Wednesday, what do? We have someone here in the studio, and we're talking about something very interesting. It's our idea series here on the show, and today we are looking at another industry. We're looking at someone from another industry. So we're going to take a look at his profile. Let's go through his profile. Then after the profile, we get to meet him, and then we'll move on to the business of the day. So my guest is a business executive with distinguished 17 years cognate experience spanning across the fields of advertising, client service, business development, marketing, and sales. He retired as the head sales out-of-home media and digital for Afromedia PLC in May 2017. Afromedia is Nigeria's leading supplier of out-of-home media services to the advertising industry. With experience in various departments, he brings innovation and practical solutions to the table. He's a graduate of economics and an associate registered member of the Advertising Practitioners Council of Nigeria, APCON. He is currently the CEO and co-founder of Cypress Cedar Limited. The company is into residential and commercial remodeling, furniture production, interior designs, and decorations. The business also deals in corporate gifts, merchandise, and out-of-home media buying. And Spotlight today, I have Yemisi Ojeyomi. Good morning and welcome to the show.
Thank you very much, Comfort, for having me.
Yeah, so welcome to the show. Just relax and we're going to have fun on the show today.
Absolutely.
All right, so let's start from the fact that you have 17 years experience in the advertising field. How has that journey been? How has the experience been?
Well, it's been pretty much interesting and fulfilling. And it's also a journey of passion. A journey of God's interest, in you, because I started from storeroom, and like one of my friends has given me the name of my first book that will be coming up pretty soon. It's going to be From Storeroom to Boardroom.
Oh shit!
So, so I started as a storekeeper in Afromedia, and of course juggling with school, and of course because I was passionate about the job. I kept rising and then being transferred from one department to the other department, and that's been great. And that has also helped in, co-founding Cypress Cedar in the duties of finance, administration, procurement, the technical aspect of the business and all of that. So it's been pretty much interesting.
Okay, so you moved from advertising to interior decoration.
Yeah.
How has that transition been?
Everywhere
because it's like I'm moving from one industry
to
another industry.
Everywhere I've talked about this, there's someone that I always make as a reference point, and that's my wife. When I was in advertising, she had passion for, helping people design their homes and all of that. It was just for fun. And then by the time the fun thing became a reality to me as a businessman, I said, babes, we can convert this into a serious business. We had registered the company Cypress Cedar since 2014, and we didn't do anything with it. So I said, so let's experiment and start with this passion of yours. And let's see how it goes. So when we started the first year, it was interesting. I won't lie about it. And we needed to go further. And I found out that for us to go further, she would need more hands, especially more professional hands to help, So I said, before we start thinking of recruiting people, let me be your first employee, employee. So that's how we started pretty much. And we decided to put up a structure for Cypress Cedar. And so far, it's been an interesting story. But without her, we probably wouldn't have started anything because I wasn't, interested in entrepreneurship. Yes, so.
Because advertising is something that is needed in every industry.
Right.
And I'm very sure that, you do same for your current business.
Yeah.
So, but what do you miss about your old job?
I am still very much in it because I'm still doing helping people to buy spaces, media spaces, especially on billboards. And then there are times that I mingle with my friends in the industry, and we still have ideas that we share. The economy pretty much is bad now. A lot of sectors has been bad. Of course, it has been affected. Things are picking up gradually. But for every sector, the first thing that you want to cut down when there is a shake in, revenue, the first budget you want to cut down is your marketing communications budget. So that has pretty much affected a lot of businesses in the area of advertising. However, there's hope because advertising is not going to die. So we still rendezvous once in a while to share ideas. Look, currently, how can we still make people be out there? How can we create awareness for them in a way that they can still afford? So there are so many advertisers who are doing promos here and there, cutting down on prices and doing, buy two, get one free and all of that on their space.
So it's safe to say that you've not left advertising.
I haven't. We still Jojo, and sometimes we bring things that still bring one or two revenues, income.
Okay, so why did you decide to build this company? I know you said it was your wife's idea. She was the one that, decided she loves spaces and loves to do all of the interior decorations and the like. But what did you see that you decided, okay, we could make a business from this?
When we registered Cyprus Cedar, we registered different business units under it.
Okay.
And funny enough, rather than interior designs and decorations, we had hospitality because that was our first passion.
Okay.
She loves to travel. She loves to arrange trips for people and go to beautiful places all over the world. And when she started this for friends, I said, look, this is more than a passion. We can actually generate money from this. And that was how we gave it a thought. So although it was not registered under the Cyprus Cedar element, but it was the first thing we started with. And so far, it has been the main thing that we do, apart from the advertising bit. So maybe the mistake we would have ever made was never to try. But for the fact that we tried and we found out that, look, this is something that God is giving to us to run as a business and not just for pleasure. So that's it.
Okay. Listeners at home, you can be part of the show. If you have questions, you want to make a comment, or my guest, you want to shout out to him, feel free to call the phone lines 07018001783, 09131384110. I'll take the numbers again, 07018001783, 09131384110. Those are the numbers to call. Should you have questions, you want to make a comment, or you want to shout out to the guest, feel free to call in, and I'll be here to take your calls. Now, as at the point you conceived the idea, were you so sure that it was going to work? Or was it more or less like a trial and error? Let's see where this takes us to.
I knew it was going to work, really.
Yes, we're so sure it was going to work.
I was so sure. There are so much opportunities in Nigeria. It's a game of numbers. We are 200 million plus population thereabout. And there are times that just one client would give you a job that would sustain you for like 3 months or 6 months. And that's just one client.
Yeah.
So all you need to do is be professional, be excellent in what you do. People will call for you. Referrals have been doing magic in our business. So like I said earlier, if we had not tried to venture into the business, we will not see the potentials. So, and I can tell you that we are still, the customers that we have, they are negligible percentage of the people that need these services out there. So there's
still a lot of work to be done.
I'm telling you.
Interesting. So now, you talked about your wife having the idea and you telling her, let's make this a business. So did you have to learn the act itself from her? Did you have to go for some trainings to also know the business itself, the core business, and not just the marketing angle of it?
There was a time I met one of the former MDs of a bank.
Okay.
He studied engineering and was the MD of a bank. Look at the correlation. Engineering to financial sector.
Yeah.
So I found out that running a business is basically having the administrative acumen. And that I garnered when I was in Afromedia.
Okay.
And the first thing I said, look, let us set up a brand for Cyprus Cedar. After setting up a brand, let's understand what the vision, what the mission, what we want to achieve out there is or are. And after that, we decided to reach out to people via internet and local, door-to-door knocking. Yeah. But the first businesses started from friends and families.
Of course.
And then when it started, the people who had companies, they'll just submit your proposal. So if you're not structured, you struggle to come up with things like that. So there's one thing to be able to put the proposal together, and there's another thing to be able to execute.
Yeah.
So in the administrative area, I came in with my knowledge or my expertise. And with the technical areas, and the rest. My wife is hands-on. So, and then in the course of her doing that, I now have a bit of experience. I can differentiate between HDF, MDF board, glossy board, and the rest. So that's basically it. And then you know how to manage your production team, you know. So that's
Okay, so
that's
how long has this business been now?
it's been on since 2017 till date.
That's
So
about 4 years.
Yeah.
Okay, so what are some of the challenges that you think is peculiar to your industry?
Well, the first thing is getting your workers, the artisans. Sometimes you get the good ones, but they're not willing to deliver on time. Sometimes they're willing to deliver on time,
but their work is not so good.
And sometimes they look at you, they feel like, who the hell do you think you are? Without us, you won't make any money. You know? So you just have to come down to their level. Make them feel like a stakeholder. So if you're thinking that I'm coming from a corporate organization, I can hire and fire easily, it doesn't work that way in the sector. You have to come down to their level, make them feel like they're your partners.
Yeah.
Don't make them feel
Yeah,
less
we're
of
in this
the
together.
Exactly. And truthfully, a lot of them are willing to be mentored. A lot of them are willing to grow with you as a business. So once you are able to come to their level, you would flow together. They will see your business as theirs. They will try to work with your speed. But without that, the business will not stand. Then there's so much uncertainties. You can go to the market today, buy planks or wood for XYZ amount. You go there tomorrow and it's gone up.
Changed.
So there's so many forces, working against, and you would have given a price to your customer. You can't go back.
To say, yeah.
Exactly. So you just have to manage that.
Let's go for this quick break, pay some bills, and we'll be back.
Right.
Easy banking. You can open a Zenith Bank account, purchase airtime and data, make transfers to any bank in Nigeria, pay bills and make POS payments, create a wallet account, and perform other self-service options like PIN and password reset and temporary blockage of your account. Star 966 hash is fast, easy, and convenient. And more importantly, it can be used on any phone type as it requires no data. Dial star 966 hash to get started now. Zenith Bank, in your best interest.
Come in, please. Just 1 minute. I don't know what happened. All of the jingles here started, so I think they need to fix it. Okay, I think I've saved just one. Okay, then where is it? Are you ready? Let's go back. You're welcome back. If you're just tuning in, this is still Spotlight on Yabatech Radio 89.3 FM, and we are still with Mr. Yemisi Ojeyomi, and it's our year series here on the show, and we're talking about his business, the brain behind it, the idea, how it started, challenges, and all of that. You can be part of the show. All you have to do is call the phone lines 07018001783, 09131384110. I'll take the numbers again: 07018001783, 09131384110. If you're also into interior designs and decorations, if that's your industry, you have a question or you have something that relates to that particular industry and you want clarification about it, feel free to call the phone lines. We'll be here to take your questions. The phone lines are open. So, Mr. Yemisi, what do you think makes a good design? How do you know when an interior design is good?
First of all, creativity is from the inside, so you can see a piece of furniture and you think, oh, this is wow. And somebody else will see it and I'm like, this is crap. So it comes from within, and then it also has to do with people's preference. Because if your preference is what I don't consider wowish, then I have to respect your preference. All right? And then it also has to do with spaces. If you have a big space and you're putting something that would make the space appear like you have swallowed it, then you're not doing justice to it. And which is why most of the things that we do are bespoke. We like to visit a site to see what will best fit into it. We'll come up with a design so that you can see the before and after. So that's it. And even has to do with color combinations and all of that. A small space, you're using a color that makes it look choked. You don't do that. You could use white or something bright to give you an illusion of a bigger space, than what it really is. So those are the things that you put into consideration before you have your designs.
Okay, now it sounded like a lot of work. Now run us through the process from the moment the client says, okay, say, Yemisi, come do this job for us. So what do you do? Run us through the process to the final destination.
All right.
It's a lot, right?
No, it's fine. It's fine. So the first thing you do is you go to that site to look at what exactly do we have here. What exactly are we looking at turning it into? Most clients, we advise them, let's start with a 3D design. With a 3D design, any error or anything that is not suitable to your preference, you can easily amend on the design.
Yeah.
So when you amend on the design, it saves time, it saves money. So when we go to site, we look at it. After looking at it, we take measurements, we take pictures, and then we'll come up with a 3D design. And we then give you ideas whilst working on the designs. Like, do you like this type of three-seater? Do you like this type of media wall? Is this a kind of console table that you're looking at? And all of those components. So when the client says, oh, I like this, you represent the picture of what they like in the design.
Okay.
All right? And then at the end of the day, when you do that, you send it back to them. When they're fine with it, then we're going to bill me based on what I have, seen on the design and that I've approved.
Yeah.
When you bill them, then you once you get mobilized, you get into work.
So as an interior designer, where do you get inspiration from?
You read a lot about things on interior designs online. You look at like Pinterest. There's so many sites that you can go to and see the things that are happening there that are not considered obsolete. I'll give you an instance. We went to a client's place early this year, and the kind of media wall they had was something we did like 2-3 years ago.
Okay, hold on. There's a call.
Yeah,
Let's take this call. Hello. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to the show. What's your name? Hi, Emmanuel. Thanks for calling in. Do you have a question for my guest? Okay,
Thank
although
you.
the line is not so clear, but thanks so much. Yeah. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Emmanuel. Thanks for calling. All right, enjoy the rest of the show. Okay, yeah. So you were talking about going to a client's place and saying something. Yes.
Yeah. So basically, you go to the client's place and then we saw something that we had done like 2-3 years ago, and then we told the client that, oh, sir, why don't you do something different? I mean, this was done 2-3 years ago.
Were you the ones that did the job?
No, it wasn't us. So when we told the guy said, okay, let me see what you're saying. And then we showed him that, look, this is what is in town now. And then the next thing, the guy said, oh, I even prefer this. And after commissioning, spending so much money, he told them, bring it down.
Wow.
He said, bring it down. And he said, guys, I want you to come in and, take over this and all of that. And then based on that, they gave us more jobs to do. So it's always very important for you to be on top of your game. You have to know what is trending. You have to know what is in town right now. So that also helps you, because when you talk to your clients, they know that you know what is in vogue, and everybody also definitely wants what is in vogue, except you want to go back to old school kind of design. Which
Okay, so now there's this popular thing I hear people say. They tell you that your creative juices are alive, or you are more productive when you're in a beautiful space, when the walls are beautiful, artistic walls and all of that. Do you agree with that thought?
I think it is true.
Tell us about it. Why do you think it is true? Is it because that's your industry?
You see, before now, I would go for anything in my room, in my space.
Okay.
I remember the first time my wife, when we got married, and she said, we're going to paint the whole house. And I said, okay, go ahead. I said, I'm going to paint the doors white. I said, from brown to white. This is not a hospital. right? And she said, Yemisi, why are you being so bush? Like, let me just do it. This is my home too, okay? Let me do it. If I do it and you don't like it, then we can come back to what you're suggesting. By the time she finished doing it, I started calling people, come to my house.
Come and see
my house, So she was in that house. She didn't feel herself. She didn't feel like, this is my home. I didn't see it. But when she did it, she brought it alive. And I could feel it, And then I could feel it and then decided to be spending more time at home. So when that creativity comes alive right in there, and then productivity, of course, will definitely increase. It will definitely increase. If you don't have an environment, an atmosphere, right, that suits you, you really can't grow. A palm tree would only grow in an atmosphere that suits it. If it doesn't have that enabling environment, it's not going to grow. So that's just the same way I'm going to put it personally.
Interesting. So let's talk about dealing with clients, especially those ones who have unusual ideas. How are you able to understand? I don't know if you've met a client who tells you, oh, this is what's playing in my head. How do you get into the heads of your clients to understand their taste, what exactly they're trying to describe, and what exactly they're trying to tell you, and make sure that you get it in such a way that what's in their head comes alive?
We have interesting clients, and these clients actually make us grow. They challenge us. All right. When clients come up with difficult concepts, they challenge us. We have sat down with our production team, and they always ask us, or sometimes they ask us, where do you get these difficult designs from? Yes. And trust me, without the help of this difficult, in quote, difficult clients, we would not be able to do these things. So when they are giving us this brief that are new to us, we try to listen to them. We try to understand them. Before we even do anything, we try to give them ideas of what we think that they're saying in terms of visual content. All right? So when they see the visual content, no, this is not what I'm talking about. Then you give them something that, exactly, this is what I'm talking about. The moment you understand what they're talking about, you can tweak it and make it bespoke for their space.
So what if you have clients who, when you bring the first one, this is not what I'm talking about, the second one, the third one, what do you do? Do you still keep bringing out different designs for them to finally make a decision?
Trust me, until the client says yes, you really can't do anything.
But what about clients that change the plan for every time you come forward with a design? They'll say, oh, I think we should tweak this a little. There's always something to change. There's always something to tweak whenever they come to you. What do you do?
That majorly happens when the job did not start with a 3D design. Like I said, if you have a 3D design...
Of course, I'm talking about the 3D design right now.
It's rare. Once you have a 3D design, that is what we have billed you for. All right? It's so hard for clients to come back and say, change this, change that. It's not common. But in cases where they come, trust me, if it's something that will still work, we accommodate it. If it's something that would not work, we advise them. If they insist, all right, most times what we try to do is document it. So when they insist and we do it and it's already documented and it doesn't come out nice, we tell them we're not to blame. Okay? So it happens, but most times this back and forth issue comes up when there is no design ab initio. Because everything is in the head. When it now comes out, I'm like, no, I didn't expect it to come out like this. This is not what I wanted. And you're like, okay, maybe we should have done a design. The design this is what I ordered and this is what I got. So for me, it's...
We also have that in the design industry.
Exactly.
What I ordered versus what I got.
Oh, yeah, we do. Yeah, we do. That's why when we do our work, we do before and after. It's also a good selling point. Because sometimes when you show your final output to customers, they're like, are you sure you did this? So we try to say, well, this is it before we started. So you show them the two pictures, and then that makes them convinced. Because some of them thinks these things are photoshopped, and they're true, output of our productivity.
Okay, so how important is the job of an interior decorator? Especially as some people still do not see the reason why they should get one. Some people do not see, they'll be like, I can take care of my space myself now, so why should I? So how important is the job of an interior decorator? One, and two, how do you convince people to actually pay for this service?
Interior designing and decoration has come to stay.
No doubt.
Because people are getting more and more exposed. Now, with the level of exposure that you have, if you don't have that innate creativity in you, you really can't achieve it or maximize your space. Sometimes if you decide to do it on your own without that creativity, you end up wasting money, or you end up doing it and you're like, I didn't get it right. So when you involve the professional, you're paying the professional for the immediate to enjoy the future of your home and the comfort of your environment. So people are now becoming aware of this. A lot of people can talk and defend themselves, but yet they go for a lawyer.
True.
A lot of people can study online to see the symptoms of what is wrong with them.
Yeah, they go to the hospital.
They go to the hospital. So everybody's now beginning to see the importance of an interior designer. All right? And then most people right now, they want something that if you walk into my house, I don't want you to see it in somebody else's house. So, but if you go to, the people that do mass production, you can purchase a 3-seater and still go to Comfort's house and see the same thing there. So some people will tell you, look, I want this thing bespoke. And just for my...
Only me.
Yeah, so you can only achieve it when you work with an interior designer. Otherwise, you go to the shelf, you pick up, and you can still find it elsewhere. So these are the reasons why people are considering seriously having these professionals to advise them.
So this is how you get them to actually pay you.
Absolutely.
But do you think interior design is a luxury or a necessity?
Well,
Do you think everybody can afford it?
It depends on the scope. If you want everybody has 3-seater, 2-seater or something in their homes. That is just the furniture aspect of the business. The interior industry is wide. You're talking about the ornament, the decorations, the paintings, and all of those things. So if you want everything done, like a 360, a turnkey solution for you, it is a luxury. It is expensive. Somebody called me, got our details online, and called me and said, look, I want you to come and do my curtains. And the first question I asked him was, how big is your space? He said, it's a room and parlor. And I said, okay, it's not something that we cannot do, but it will come out more expensive for you engaging us at the end of the day. What exactly is your challenge? Why do you need us? And the guy said, my last crib, the people that came to do the curtains, they spoiled my walls. And I said, well, the installers were bad. I would advise you, go to the market. You know the color of curtains that you're interested in. The people that will sell it to you, they usually have good installers.
Yeah.
Take the measurement. Let them get it done for you. It will cost you less. The guy was so appreciative. I said, I hope I've not in any way, upset you. He said, no. I said, but if you want to do something bigger, then, because if you do it for you and it's 100,000, we'll give you our own service charge.
Sure.
So it really comes out more expensive for you at the end of the day. But for people who have a big space and you don't want to waste money and time, please engage a professional in this sector.
So is it different for an office and different from a private space? Would you charge me the same amount you would charge me if you were coming to design my space at the office and my home?
Design fee is a function of the space. I can't charge you 10 naira for a small space and then charge you the same 10 naira for a bigger space.
Okay.
So it depends on the space. And the designs are charged per space. And for the elements that you have in there, they come at different costs. For the office, if you want just an office table, a chair, and maybe just 2-seaters for guests, it's not going to be the same price as someone who is doing a lounge. Okay? So it's usually cost based on what exactly you want to achieve within your space.
Okay, let's go for this quick break. Let's
Thank
pay
you.
some bills, and when we come back, we'll continue our interview with Yemisi Ojeyomi. It's still the Idea Spirit here on Spotlight, Idea Series here on Spotlight on Yaba Tech Radio. Stick around, I'll be back after this break. Hold on, sir. It's a lot of work.
Star 966 has easy banking.
So how are we doing?
Very well. Yes.
And data. Make transfers to any bank in Nigeria, pay bills, and make
I really didn't
POS
come prepared.
payments. Create a wallet account.
I really didn't come
and perform
prepared.
other self-service
It doesn't mean.
options.
It's what you do, so you'll always be able to say
And
anything or
temporary
two.
blockage of your account. Star 966 hash is fast, easy, and convenient. And more importantly, it can be used on any phone
Let's talk
type
about
as it
if the
requires
industry is
no
not
data.
saturated.
Dial
Sorry?
star
Let's talk
966
about
hash
if the
to
industry
get
is not
started
saturated
now.
after the
Zenith
break.
Bank, in your best interest.
back. It's still Spotlight here on Yabatek Radio 89.3 FM, and we are still talking to Yemisi Ojeyomi, and it's our idea series here. We're talking about the interior design industry and its business, of course. Some of the challenges, what makes a good design, can everybody pay for it, and the idea behind it. So now, if you want to call in, if you have questions, if you know my guest, you want to shout out to him, feel free to call the phone lines, any of the phone lines, 070-1800-1783, 091-3138-4110. I'll take the numbers again, 070-1800-1783, 091-3138-4110. Should you have questions or comments, feel free to call any of the phone lines and we'll be here to take your calls. So, Mr. Yemisi, do you think that the interior design industry, as we have it here in Nigeria, is saturated? Do you think we have more people in this industry now?
Before I answer that question, I was taking a walk around my house, and then I saw 4 umbrellas of people selling recharge cards.
Okay.
And then I was asking myself, how come there's no conflict amongst the 4 of them? And then I went to one of them. I said I wanted to buy airtime because it's a contract line. And he said, sir, please wait for me. And then he had to go get it because he didn't have in large units. And I said to myself, there's so much space for these people to operate, and that's why they can dwell in togetherness. I mean, dwell well. I would not say that the industry is saturated yet. And that is the reason why we could come in. And as we speak now, a lot of people will be motivated to come in because a lot of people are naturally creative.
Yeah.
And they are just doing it not to earn an income. But when they hear a discussion like this and they give it a shot, trust me, I would not even know that they are making money. There's so much construction works going out there. There's so much people who want to renovate their homes. There's so much people who want to change the things and the current settings of their homes, offices, and I tell you what, they are looking for designers. So I would not say it's saturated yet.
More people can still come into the
Oh,
industry.
definitely.
Okay, now, is there like a body that regulates the affairs of those in the industry?
None.
So everybody's just acting on their own. There's no regulation, there's no price regulation or anything.
No, because most of the things that you get out there, they are raw materials. They're raw materials. What you would do with an HDF board and what I would do with an HDF board might differ because of our creative skills or thoughts. All right, the kind of suggestions for your space that I might have, if I bring another interior designer, they might have a different. So it's like that.
So what about raw materials? How easy is it for you to get raw? Because I know I spoke to an event planner one time, and she told me that one of the challenges that she faces in her industry is the fact that sometimes she has to import a lot of things into the country. Sometimes flour that is a common thing that we just laugh about that. It's not flour, last one. But how do you say that thing?
Yeah.
And she goes, no, it's not just flours. There's a particular kind of flour that the client has requested for, and we need to import it into the country. And I'm wondering how. So for your industry, when it comes to raw materials, do you have to import sometimes? Do you get are your raw materials easily available here in the country?
Yes, most of the things that we import are accessories most times. And of course, accessories are finished products. Most of the raw materials that we need, they're there, machine, they're there, everywhere. Okay? And sometimes we would just want a particular finishing and you probably don't have the machine. And then you still have to go to those who have the machine within here. I mean, those are the things that we do. So the bulk of our raw materials are here, basically. But the accessories, the ornaments, the decorative items, sometimes you need to import them.
So I read a couple of reviews on your website, and one of your clients said you completely blew their mind.
Right.
So what stands you out? What stands your brand out? For the 4 years you've been in this industry and been running this business, what would you say makes your clients come back? Or that they will even refer you to somebody else? What stands you out?
First of all, we treat our clients like the king. and the only king.
The king and the only king.
We have a very good relationship with all our clients. We don't have any disgruntled client. We make sure that our client is satisfied. Until we deliver what you want, we don't give up on your project. We don't consider a handover when we think we are done. We consider a handover when the client says, thank you, I am happy. All right? And that is the whole idea. There are times that we're working for the client and the client's idea is, okay, I want this, I want this, I want this. And we're like, look, sir, why don't you do it this way? Why don't you do it this way? You sure it's going to come out well? Trust us on it. And when we do it, they're like, wow, we didn't see it that way. So we try as much as possible to connect with our clients. We try as much as possible to connect with what they like and what they really, really desire, but they might not be able to, say it or, define it.
So you say you are not satisfied, so the client tells you, well done, thank you for this project.
Oh, yes.
What about, have you ever had a client whom you've gone through the phases of the 3D designs, you've gone through all of those phases, and at the end of the day, the final output, the client doesn't like it? Have you ever had a client like that?
No. The only time that the client will not like it is if the whole design is beyond their budget.
Okay.
That is only the constraint. So in most cases, we now ask, what is your budget? Sometimes clients don't have budget, but by the time you put up these designs and you come up with how much is going to make, how much they're going to spend to achieve, then they're now like, oh, I don't have 10 million. You get me?
Yeah.
But I have 9 million. And we're like, okay, let us tweak this, let us see this, we can still work with it and all of that. So that's basically, or, oh, I don't have 10 million. I thought it would not be more than 2 million. How do you want to start reconciling that?
Yeah.
All right. So those are the only issues. And
so tell me about your, is it craziest clients now? Tell me about your one of the most difficult clients. What happened? How did you resolve the issue?
Oops. We did a job for a client and the client liked it. And they called us, I want to have an area of your job. But we said, okay, this is not our area of specialty.
Okay.
But because we're in this industry, we'll try and get you someone that can do it. And we got someone who could do it. We checked the person out online. Very good guy. Went to his factory, everything good. Now, unfortunately, the job was to be done in the house of the client. So when you see things, the processing, the chipping, and all of that, in your mind, you feel like, am I sure these people are going to get it right? All right? And the client was not willing to see the final stage. He just kept saying, I can see cracks here, I can see. And they're like, no, they are normal. Okay,
Let's finish.
We're going to feel these things. When we feel these things at the spraying stage, we'll file and everything will become smooth. And then we'll spray and everything. And the client is like, you know what? I don't want this job again. I want a full refund. And
Wow.
Yeah. So I said to the client, okay, you will get a refund, but it won't be full. Think about it. We got you someone based on relationship. And we're thinking that getting you someone based on relationship and you're satisfied will still allow us continue the friendship and the relationship for the future.
Yeah.
So it was in the spirit of it was in goodwill or good faith that we brought in someone. And thankfully, we didn't say that Cyprus Cedar would be the company to do it. We told you that we are getting someone to help you do it. So you can't get your money in full. However, let me discuss with the supplier and let's see how much money he's willing to part with. And we were on that, and the supplier couldn't really come up with anything. And then the client came back and said, Yemi, you know what? I want to retain those items and get somebody else to finish them up, but I will need to be compensated. I said, what's your price? And they gave us a price. I said, okay, I'll get back to you. I called the client and the supplier. Look, this is the customer is willing to take the job, but he wants to be compensated so he can get somebody else to finish the job. This is how much you want. How much can you pay? He said he was going to pay half of it. I said, okay. I called the man. I said, this is it. The guy's going to pay half of it. I'll pay half of it. Give me your account.
Wow. So you took on the responsibility.
That's it. And we sent it to the guy. Wow. Following day, the guy called me and said, Yemisi, I hope there's no bad blood. I said, no. As a matter of fact, once the person starts, the new guy starts, keep us informed. Let us know if you still need us at any point in time. We can always come. He said, no, you've compensated us. I said, no, we started it together. Let's end it together.
How did that make you feel?
Well, for me, it's relationship. It's not about money. It's relationship. I could goof today, but that doesn't mean I'm a bad person tomorrow. I'm going to be a bad person tomorrow. So in the heat of the moment, there's a possibility that we are both angry or irrational in our decisions. However, it doesn't change the fact that we're good people.
Yeah.
So somebody must come to that level of understanding to manage the relationship, cross that hurdle, and then the relationship will keep going forward. If I see the man outside, we'll hug. You get me? So that's the way I see it. Not to leave a bad blood. No, don't do that in business.
Interesting. That's a lot. That is really, really, really,
Yeah.
really a lot. How does your wife feel about um, clients like this?
My wife is the calmest, the coolest woman that you can ever work with. You will never see her frown. You will never see her frown. She's always particular about, I want you to be happy. I think I haven't worked in advertising, customer services, client relations, and all of that helped me to manage clients. Helped me to know that clients are kings at a point. So, but our own nature, without going to study client, human, no, she's just naturally born
Wants
like
you
that.
to be happy.
Exactly. So,
Okay, 07018001783 09131384110. Those are the numbers to call. Feel free to drop your questions or make your comments or shout out if you've worked with the company before. Feel free to call us here 07018001783 09131384110. Now, would you say that this industry is very lucrative? Because I know that you probably may not have jobs like every weekend or every week, every day, and as the case may be. Would you still consider? Would you still say that it's a lucrative department? It's a lucrative business, rather.
100%. If your job is good, trust me,
Emphasis on good.
you would always be busy. You would always be busy. You would always be busy. Somebody will come and tell you, okay, just come and reupholster my existing, furniture. All right. Whilst you're on it, somebody has come and said, I want you to come and do a media wall for my living room, for my room, for the children's room, and all of. You're always busy. Always busy.
Has it always been like this from the beginning when you started?
Yeah. When we started,
or it took you a while to build a reputation over time.
When we started, we were always outsourcing our jobs. We didn't have our own factory.
Okay.
So we were outsourcing, and guess what? The people you outsource to, you're not the only interior designer that they are servicing. So it's a queue. All right. So during the lockdown and ease of lockdown, the marketplaces were allowed to function Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. That made the queue longer. All right. And that was when we thought there's a gap. If we keep delivering later than expected, then we'll be losing clients.
Yeah.
Why don't we start our own production? And that was how we moved from where we were to a bigger place to accommodate woodwork production, upholstery production, spraying, and a bit of metal works. So when we did that, we found out that we were churning out jobs in less than the projected time frame.
Yeah.
Okay? So when we started doing that, we realized that when your job is good and you churn it out on time, trust me, you would always find more. People will say they deliver on time, their job is good, try them. So we're always getting it and always busy.
So what would you say are some of the challenges with running a business here in Nigeria? Has Nigeria been good to your business?
Wow, it's it's a very broad question, but I like it, and I'm going to take it from these two perspectives: positive and the not so positive.
Yeah.
Let me start with the not so positive. The not so positive is the fact that we all know what's going on in the country. Even a tomato seller will tell you dollar don't go up.
Exactly.
All right, so
Everything
has gone up. The landlord will tell you I have to increase my rent. Meanwhile, most establishments, they are not topping your income.
Yeah.
So you're spending more, and that's stretching everybody's income.
True.
So because of that, purchasing power is technically dropping. However, some people are still favored despite all of these hardships. I'll tell you, we're favored as well as a business. During the lockdown, a lot of people realized that my home is uncomfortable. My home is in a mess.
Yeah, we're all expected to stay at home.
Exactly. So the first thing that happened was after the ease of lockdown, everybody started looking for somebody to help them
To
redesign.
their space.
Exactly. Now a lot of construction works are ongoing everywhere in around Lagos, outside Lagos. And yet people are complaining, lamenting that there's no money. Now, for construction work, you will need a furniture production person. You will need an interior designer. You will need all of these things. So we are still, to the glory of God, on the positive side, enjoying. But if we talk about some other sectors that are largely affected, advertising is one of them. Everybody,
Budgets are being cut.
So everybody, it's just a thing of different strokes for different folks. But so far we still thank God we're all alive. You are here, I'm here. So thank God.
So if you were to attribute the success of your business to a particular thing, what would it be? I mean, what has kept your business going?
God.
Okay.
God. I mean, I can say that, keep saying it, because we haven't even had time for once to do marketing.
Okay.
And yet, jobs that,
businesses.
I'm telling you, and the moment we start working for a particular person, they take us as a family member. They tell everybody, go to Cyprus, go to Cyprus, that they mention my wife's name, they mention my name in some places, And these people come, we got your number from so. Can you come over to our house? Can you come over to our office?
Yeah.
And that can only be God.
So let's talk social media. How has that helped your business?
We have tried social media, but we have not for once. Okay, maybe just once.
Okay, hold on. Let's take this call. Hello, good morning. Good morning. Welcome to the show. What's your name? Temitope, where are you calling me from? All right, Temitope, do you have a question for my guest?
Communication is very key.
Okay, he will take your question right now. Thank you so much for calling Temitope. All right. So please take her question.
Communication is very key. If I had given you 4 weeks timelines, it's because I know that within 4 weeks I should deliver, if all things being equal. So if the first week you're experiencing challenges and you keep it to yourself, in the mind of your client, everything is well. So if you don't escalate it by communicating to the client that these are the issues on ground, trust me, the client would expect you to deliver in 4 weeks. But once you tell the client that these are issues that came up as we were working, and you carry them along, and you tell them as a result of this, it will give us an extension of like another 2 days.
What about clients I don't want to hear at all?
They will rant at that point. But guess what? 4 weeks plus 2 days. On the 4th week, they are not expecting you. They will have the 2 weeks. The 2 days. They will have it. But not carrying a client along. They feel like, what do you take me for? I am paying you. How would I know that you're experiencing this? Do I work with you? So it is important that you are, and that is integrity. You don't take integrity for granted, even if it's going to make you look like, people will say, look, they will tell you as it is. That's something we don't compromise with in our company. Once we experience or we find out that there's going to be any form of delay or challenge, we carry the client along. That is why they are a major stakeholder in the first place. So not communicating as at when due will land you in trouble. So please, that is something that I think is key.
So I hope that answers your question. Communication, let the client know and carry the client along. And that's very important. I will also be upset if I ask you to do something for me and you don't tell me that I won't get it on the day we both agreed.
Exactly.
So we have another call. Hello, good morning. Hello. Hello, good morning. Okay, good morning. Welcome to the show. What's your name? What's your name, please? Boluwatifa, you have a question for us? Go ahead, quickly. Boluwatifa, are you there? Quickly, please. Go ahead, we can hear you. To paint the building, okay. Other callers. Okay. All right. Thanks for calling. He'll take your question now. You have to take that quickly, under 30 seconds, please.
Boluatife, if your preference is purple, we'll give you purple. We're not going to give you white.
So it must not be white.
No, it doesn't have to. It's not sacrosanct.
All right, thank you so much, Yemisi, for coming on the
Thank
show
you too.
today. I had a good time talking to you, and
Same
I hope
here.
that my listeners enjoyed the show as well. So do have a beautiful day to my listeners and to everyone that called into the show. Thank you so much, and enjoy the rest of your day.
Star 966 hash easy
Yeah,
banking.
we're already running the news crew around. They're giving me signs already.
Oh,
Make
sorry.
transfers to any bank in
Thank you so
Nigeria,
much.
pay
Thank
bills
you
and
for
make
having me. I
payments.
really
Let's
appreciate
go.
it.
Your wallet account and perform other self-service options like PIN and password reset and temporary logins of your account. Star 966 hash is fast, easy, and convenient. And more importantly, it can be used on any phone type as it requires no data. Dial star 966 hash to get started now. Setting fund in your best interest.
But it's no joke. As we assemble,
News. I don't put money inside. Thank you. Okay, I need to end this video. Someone said your guest is loaded. He knows his trade. Thank you for always feeding us with sharing and enriching, blah blah blah. Thank you guys.